Hey guys, welcome to Crotoni Entertainment. I want to apologize in advance for the video this week. We had a bit of a personal family emergency. My wife's grandmother is in the hospital right now. It was unexpected. It's been an event that's been ongoing all weekend. So we're not going to have an opportunity to put up our Terratoad video tonight because we didn't have any time to actually record anything together. Instead, I'm pulling something up that we filmed previously. It's part one of our Rangermizer series. I have not edited this at all from the original editing, but it's going to give you an idea of some of the randomizer we use to play Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Enjoy, like, and subscribe for more content. Hopefully we'll be back on track next week. I apologize, guys. Good evening, Rangers. Welcome to Morphin Monday. We're going to do something a little different today. We're not going to do a painting video tonight. We're not going to do a game theory video tonight. I've done two of those, and I've decided I hate those. I've decided they're stupid, and I've decided I'm not going to do them again. But this is Chris with Crotoni Entertainment. I'm joined again tonight by
Bree.
Bree, welcome to the channel again. Thanks for joining us tonight. You live in my house, so it's kind of hard for you to escape from.
There's
yeah,
that.
It's her house. She's the boss. Anyway, we're going to do not a game theory, but we're going to do a game mode thing. I've been giving a lot of thought on the channel, and I'm not necessarily a huge fan of game theory because that's a really dry, not fun way to do a channel. Does that make any sense?
It's more like it is the equivalent of you speaking into the void about the crazy things that go on in your head and what you feel about the Malt Rangers.
Well, no, that's what they turn into. But I did a couple game theory videos where I taught it's, you know what, it's douchey.
Yeah.
It's douchey is what. Who am I to tell you guys how to play the game, and who are you to tell me how to play the game? And we're all here to do this together. But on that note, I'm here to tell you how to play the game today. But it's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a play mode version of playing the game. It's not going to be a game theory. This is not going to be a which ranger is best. This is not going to be a who wore it best, although I think we're going to do that eventually. We're going to do a who wore it best in Heroes of the Grid. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll probably never do it.
And the answer is, and forever shall be, Time Force Pink. Thank you very much. She is queen.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's not my place to tell you when your opinions are wrong. Anyway.
Queen.
We're going to talk about the Rangermizer today. And what the Rangermizer is, it is a randomizer to help you kind of set up a scenario for the game without necessarily playing a scenario. So I built this thing. It's got 20 options on it. And I built a sub-category with game modes on it. So if you're just getting together for a game and you're tired of we all sit down and we all pick our favorite ranger and it ends up being the same rangers over and over again, or we all sit down and we do random rangers and we end up disappointed because we pulled a Tommy Oliver and he's a terrible ranger. We don't have that anymore. We can roll dice and it's going to give us an idea of how to play the game. So what I want to talk about today was the Rangermizer, and we are 2 minutes in. We've probably lost 90% of our viewership because I have not said a damn thing that makes any bit of sense. But Bree, are you excited to talk about the Rangermizer?
No, I hate that name.
I know you hate that name, but it's called the Rangermizer because that's the best name ever.
I know.
But anyway, so we're going to get into this. This may be 1, 2, or more videos, depending on how long this runs and how bored I get during editing. Because the real secret, guys, is I don't edit these videos. I have not done them since day one. Maybe one day I'll be professional enough to edit a video. But usually when I'm making a video, I put a bunch of strings together. I'll put the blurs together. I'll speed things up. And then I'll just start talking at the video while it's playing, and the final product is what it ends up being. I don't go back and change things. I don't have time for that. But anyway, let's jump into the Rangermizer. We're going to start with the game modes, and what I recommend, all you need for the Rangermizer is to put a D20, which I'm sure most of you know is a 20-sided die. You can pick them up at any local gaming store, and a D8, which of course is an 8-sided die. I have to assume you all have encountered that, but maybe there's some people who play very small amounts of board games and have not dealt with those before. Because I have noticed, by the way, when I talk to people about Heroes of the Grid, a lot of people who play this game are not war gamers either. So I don't know how much D&D or RPG experience they have where they'd use these other dice. But yes, surprisingly, people aren't war gamers. They're board gamers. And that's fine. I like board games.
It's a gateway drug.
It is. Or actually, I feel like I'm gatewayed back into board games from war games.
Either way, it's a gateway drug. You can either be like, ooh, you like Power Rangers? Have you ever played a war game? And then the other way is you could be like, oh, you play war games. Have you played the Power Rangers? Oh, you have? Have you ever played a board game?
Ooh.
It's the gateway. It's the reversible gateway drug.
Like, ooh, let's talk about Monopoly. Anyway, we're now 4 minutes in and we've achieved absolutely nothing.
Okay,
so
game mode.
Let's jump into this. We're going to start with the game mode. This is the D8 chart. So what you do is you basically roll an 8-sided die, and it's going to tell you what mode you should play if you don't know what you want to do. So I'm just going to kind of go through the results, and I want to get Bree's reaction to this, and if there's any interesting conversation that pops up, we'll talk about each individual one. So you roll your D8, and if you roll a 6 through an 8, It's going to be normal game mode. Just play a normal game out of the box, nothing fancy. This is your highest percentage of happening. It's just the easiest way to sit down and have a pickup game with some random people.
Right.
I don't think there's anything to talk about there.
It's normal.
If you roll 5, I titled this All Foot Soldiers. So in this one, you literally take all the foot soldiers you own.
No.
Yes, you take them all. Hear me out. Here's how you do it. You take all the foot soldiers you own. You make the same size deck. So you still make a 20-card deck. But you take all your foot soldiers. For us, that would be everything. We have putties, super putties, Z putties, Tango Warriors, Mastodon Troopers, and Quantrons. So for us, that's 6. And the putty deployment deck is, 20 cards?
Yeah.
So we would take 3 of each. That'd be 18 cards, and then 2 other cards and just throw them in. We shuffle that together. And that's going to kind of dictate our locations. Now, this might require some...
It's going to take some finagling.
Yeah, it's going to take some location finagling. You might slide one location board under another location, or you might say... this location is going to be the dump location for whatever we don't have. But however you want to do it, doesn't matter. But you're doing as many foot soldiers as possible. I put this in here because I think it creates a lot of variation. I think it gives you an opportunity to play a different game.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you consider that each of the foot soldiers, well, they all have their basic thing of everybody's going to have either their fast, their... guards, their basic and blow up in your face, looking at you, Z putties. It would still, yeah, I could see that it would definitely kind of add a bit of variation into your thing, because you're like, oh no, now I'm not only fighting a Tanga that may fly away, because Tanga, I've also got Quantrons there that I don't remember because we haven't played enough with the Quantrons.
It's true. I think we played the Quantrons once.
Yeah,
we need to play. We need to play more. They're
from one of my least favorite bad guy groups. That's why.
What?
Least favorite.
How?
I
mean, in the box they came with the Psycho Rangers, which honestly I wasn't a big fan of. I didn't think they were that interesting, but we only played them once too. But I mean, they're with Ecliptor, and I don't know what's going on with that guy, but that guy's like a quartz prism of awesomeness.
He looks like Tron had a love child with a quartz crystal.
Oh my goodness! And what about Astronema?
I can't with her.
What?
Okay.
What?
I can't with Astronema. She's not as bad as Divatox.
Nobody's as bad as Divatox, except for Tommy Oliver.
When he's evil.
Okay.
Because I mean, Divatox, you got the whole face thing and the bustier top, but
yeah, Divatox was not kid friendly.
No, she was not. But for Astronema, I can't. I just.
I think Astronema.
I think it's. You know what it is? You know what it is? She seems like a late 80s, early 90s fever dream of what a pop icon should look like.
Well, I mean, In Space came out in the mid-90s, 96 or something. So it's not far off that point. But I mean, she had the Captain Janeway hair. She was changing her hairdo all the time, and that was fantastic.
Girl had all the wigs.
That was fantastic. And she was the lady in charge, and she was so melodramatic. Anyway, Astronema's the best, and Bree is wrong. So going on to number 4.
This is the theme.
We agree to disagree, and we agree that I'm right. Anyway, we're going to go on to number 4. You notice I'm going backwards because they get worse as we get closer to 1.
Yeah.
Number 4, Boss Rush. So
only boss monster.
Only boss fight. So you put a monster at the end as normal, and instead of the other monsters in the deck, you replace them all with bosses. Now, if you're truly sadistic, you treat them all as bosses, and you have to defeat 6 cards on each of them. I don't necessarily mean that in boss rush mode.
You could still do just the 4 cards.
You would defeat 4 cards on each boss, except the last boss to be revealed. That's your standard boss.
Oh, but that could be so mean because, if you pull Rito,
well, Rito's the easiest boss to kill.
No, we have no, that's not true.
Yeah, the first time we played Rito, we pulled that card that lets you roll, just pull the 2 extra cards. So we had 6 write-ins open in the end. We killed him in the first go because we did all 6 cards. We were surprised. You remember we were looking at it did we really just win?
True.
Yeah, Rito was a pushover.
Rito was a pushover.
Well, we did the Valentine's Day game too. We're going to talk about holiday games in the future as well. I think that's going to be a good video topic. We did a Valentine's Day game. It was couples only. And we had we did Boss Rush in that. Remember, we did Zed and Rito, and we did Goldar and Scorpina. It was nice.
That was a sweet one.
It was nice. Anyway, Boss Rush.
I like Boss Rush.
Boss Rush.
It will be brutal. It will be a brutal, maybe board flipping worthy game. But I think we've done similar stuff, and it's a lot of fun actually.
So we endorse Boss Rush.
I endorse Boss Rush.
All right, number 3. red outer location mode.
Oh,
Now some people play,
No.
some people play this by default. Some people only play red outer locations. And if you're one of those people, you might need to sub this one out. But I know Bree is not a big fan of red outer locations. I keep trying to talk her into letting us do it for big game night, and she keeps pushing back. I understand why you push back when our 6-year-old plays with us, because he's 6 and that makes it more frustrating for him. But we got to do more red outer location. But if you already do red outer location, the one I would recommend replacing this with, especially if you're watching this channel, painted models only. The only Ranger you can take is a Ranger you have painted. If you haven't painted it, even if it's your favorite, it's got to sit in the box that game.
That's just your way of not making it so you never have to play Tommy Oliver.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. So red outer location, I give it a thumbs up. Bree gives it a thumbs down.
Because it's hard. I don't like it.
Everybody gives Tommy Oliver a thumbs down. Number 2, Psycho Assault mode. This is not necessarily the hardest option. I put this on the game mode chart because it's a weird option. I can see putting Cyclopsis or Mega Goldar into a boss pile. We like to do random bosses and monsters all the time.
Yeah.
You can shuffle their cards in and they can show up as a boss. And of course, when Cyclopsis shows up after a hard fought game, you go, oh no.
Why?
But because Psycho Assault mode has a very specific way of playing, I feel like it should be its own heading. I feel like we rolled this. We know that's what we're going to do. We don't even have to think about the other monsters.
You just go get the bottle of booze and be prepared for what's about to happen, because Psycho Rangers keep coming back.
Pretty much.
And they have awful, awful cards, and only certain people can beat up certain things. It's going to be a rough game.
Yes, and that's the beauty of it.
I mean,
plus, it's not like you're debating whether or not to play with those rules. It's on the dice chart. You don't have to think about it. It's going to come up when it comes up. Number 1. This is if you roll a 1 and an 8-sided die. This is probably the worst one. Probably the hardest. It's not really the worst.
I just read this, and now I'm
don't
wondering.
Don't read it. We're going to talk about
it.
Lots of people hurt me. We're going to talk about it. But this is probably going to be our last one. We got to give hype to the last one. We can't give it away right away. It's probably going to be our last one. I'm looking at the time already. I don't generally like to go over 15 minutes in a video. So we'll do this as the last one for this video, and then we'll do the Ranger side of it, probably in 2 parts because there's 20 items on there in a future video. But number 1 on game modes, and there are people who play it this way already, but if you don't, this is a challenge. It is red outer locations, command center assault mode.
I'm out.
So that's the one. If you don't recall command center assault mode, that's the one where overflow goes to the command center, and if there's anything left there at the end of a round, the Rangers lose.
Nope. Ones get re-rolled now in our life.
This is fantastic color commentary.
No. Wait. My question is, in this, if you and I play this,
yes,
with adult friends, not our son, obviously, because he will flip the table and walk away.
Yes.
Do we get to at least have Alpha there constantly helping us?
I
would say you have to have Alpha AI in that.
I debated whether or not Alpha should go in the game mode charts, and I didn't have an answer for that. That said, Alpha, as he currently is at the recording of this video, is not fantastic, but we are getting that new Alpha in the Legendary Ranger, or is it Legendary Forever Ranger, or whatever the new packet that's coming out is. And just to ruin it for everybody, if we haven't received them yet, hey guys, do you know when we're getting it? And that just added a week to it. That's how it works. Every time somebody asks when we're getting our pre-orders,
it adds a week. You got to do that? That's not nice.
You need something to look forward to.
Not nice.
Christmas 2024.
I'm going to tell you the same thing we tell the littlest. Not nice.
I mean,
nice hands.
Anyway, the new Alpha, based off the previous rules, actually could be very, very helpful. And I'm going to reevaluate this game mode thing, maybe bring it up to a D10 or even a D12 in the future, because I think you could take the new Alpha AI rules and adapt it to other Rangers. You could call it like cameo mode.
I like that. You and I have talked about something like that, of having like a Ranger who's just kind of, you've drawn, he's off to the side, and he, like, even like you could do like Tray of Triforia, because obviously a Gold Ranger AI would be
Well, I mean,
I'm
this is a
big for
discussion.
the fluffy cannon.
Yeah,
You
this is a
gotta
discussion
forgive
for
me.
another video, though.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot we could talk about there. We could talk about if it's going to be one ranger or multiple rangers and what's your trigger for changing rangers and all that other crazy stuff. This is Command Center Assault with red outer locations.
I feel like
Alpha optional.
I feel like it's appropriate that you made that the one there too, because that's the one that's most likely going to make you feel like you've done a horrible roll and you've hurt people.
Well, this is the quickest game mode.
I mean,
if you got too many people and you want to play multiple games in a night, you just roll a 1 and you lose on round 1 or 2.
you're not wrong.
No,
you're not wrong. But I appreciate the game modes. I don't necessarily want to ever roll a 1 or a, what was that? 3. So those are my 2 least favorite rolls that we'll do. But I think that those would be a nice way, and it certainly will make choosing how we play a whole lot easier.
Yes.
Which is what this...
And if we find we're missing something, we can always expand this chart or make changes to this chart or whatnot. And really the only reason I put in like red outer location mode, because I know we don't play that with the 6-year-old. I don't think we've ever played Command Center Assault mode. I mean, here I am. I'm like, oh yeah, let me make a YouTube channel. And I haven't played this game mode yet.
That's mostly because your wife is a big weenie pants, and I am okay and own it.
It's like what filthy casual? Ooh, filthy casual. I'm mocking people right now, and here come all the downvotes. Don't downvote, guys. Like and subscribe. That's what we want you to do. Like and subscribe. I think that about wraps it up for game modes. We'll come at you next time with the next episode of Morphin Monday. I'm not going to promise what it is because I keep doing that and then I change my mind on what the next one is and I just look like a tool. So we'll see you next time, Morphin Monday. Like, subscribe, make that algorithm happy, leave a comment, click the bell button for notifications, all that fancy stuff that if you don't say, YouTube will bury your video forever. And we need a catchphrase to go out on. The easy one would be may the power protect you, but I'm going to be like, hey guys, don't play Tommy Oliver.
Wow.